Hello. Today I'll be describing words of wisdom, and I will be expanding on this words of wisdom that I've collected over the years on my own, and that has worked. And it will be useful for other people. So, starting off, you know what is right from wrong in every situation you are in. You can open up your heart and you will know the answer to what is right. So this is referring to in Hebrews where the laws of God is written in our hearts, or in other words, we know what is right from wrong as well. So we can use this. We can wait 3 to 5 seconds before responding, and we can refer back to that laws of God is written in your heart. In other words, you know what is right from wrong. So if you're unsure, you can always refer to this and do what is right as long as you wait 3 to 5 seconds. We cannot sacrifice Jesus Christ over and over again and say that it is okay to continue in sin, else there is no sacrifice left. I wanted to include this because this is completely true. I've sufficiently proven that God is against sin and that if we do make fun of Jesus Christ, that our lives will get worse. There's been cases of this before, and so I can confidently say that if we do continue in sin, our lives will get worse from God, and this is easy to prove. So we cannot sacrifice Jesus Christ over and over again and say it is okay to continue in sin. Else there's no sacrifice left. We cannot perverse grace and say it is okay to continue in sin. So we say we have the grace of God, and some will say that they can continue in sin. We cannot continue in sin because God will make our lives worse. This has been happening with other people, just from past data, past experience. If other people continue in sin, if I continue in sin, my life gets worse from God. And that's not a confirmation bias because that's straightforward to prove that God is against sin, especially from my proof of God's existence, describing how God is against sin and how he pushes the sins in the mind. So we cannot perverse grace and say it is okay to continue in sin. Ask your pastors to read all of Deuteronomy 28 to you and your flock. You will know if he is the wolf in sheep's clothing. So that's the fastest way to know if a pastor is a wolf in sheep's clothing. Just ask them to read all of Deuteronomy 28. Blessings for obedience, curses for disobedience from God. So that is God. He's against sin. And that sums up what God will do to us if we continue in sin and how he will bless us if we don't continue in sin. So he's against sin. This is very easy to prove, very straightforward. Use that last, ask your pastor to read all of Deuteronomy 28, and you will know, and everyone else will know. This will force them to have a cognitive dissonance in their mind, and you will know whether or not he is the wolf in sheep's clothing. Ask him nicely. Listen to your heart, do what is right. Ask nicely for him to read Deuteronomy 28 to you and your flock. This is for the long-term benefit of for everyone who is a Christian. And so these are my words of wisdom. And I will add more that I can think of as time progresses. So hopefully you enjoyed this and this was useful and informative. And I will come out with more videos. I haven't had a lot of time because I'm still working and I only do this part-time, but I will continue to do this on my spare time to try to give more information about how God responds back. And thank you.